We welcome you in to what is the most anticipated Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia title match of all time that's taking place today right here on this stream, as it's Pavlick versus Lunceford versus Spud. Who will take advantage of the wheel spins? Who will make that proper pass at a critical time? And who will hold the trophy by show's end? Stay tuned to find out. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has us all swinging towards the theater tonight. What are our ape expectations tonight? That joke was worse than the last movie we got in 2017. We will share our hopes with you. And Lunce's list profiles the 5 things that felt super important back in the day, but now lead us to injecting doses of nostalgia into our veins to try and remember. It's all happening right here on The Meltdown, presented by MyBookie and broadcasting live from the Culver studio.
2 big balls in a tiny studio, teaching you and me about everything they know to make sound. A meltdown, it's the meltdown, time for the meltdown. Coming for the meltdown. Let's start the show.
And welcome in all of our lovely Meltdonians that are here with us daily, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. We appreciate you making time for us here as a part of your daily routine. If you have not yet already, we'd love for you to subscribe. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the summer season and would love to have your support. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button for us here in the live stream. I am your host today on The Meltdown, Tim Melton. My co-host, that is the one, the only, John Lunceford. John, you're a one-time trivia champion. Give me your mindset going into today's title match.
You know, I finished first a lot of times, but only one time that counts according to you. So I need to actually get another one that counts according to you. So I'm just going in trying not to get negative points, because I think as long as you're positive toward the end, you have a shot, except for against Spud, who loves to put himself on a totally different planet. However, really the last time Spud was here was the only time he really was on a different planet. The highest he scored before then, 5. I have beaten 5 multiple times, so all I got to do is get just over 5 and I'll feel good.
Well, I cannot wait for this showdown, Tyler. I can feel the passion that you have for success coursing through your veins. You've competed against both John and you've competed against Pavlick over the past 2 weeks. Who do you feel between those two has the best chance of taking down Spud today for his triple threat trivia title?
Ooh, it depends. John likes to strategize a lot, but sometimes he over-strategizes and it ends up killing him. So I think it depends on strategy and also that first couple rounds. See if anybody gets shaken up or who's going to have a lot of confidence going into the rest of the match.
Well, I cannot wait for it. The anticipation is building. You can feel it right here throughout the feeling. And I don't know who will be clinging on to the trophy today, but I do know who will be clinging to the plaque, and that's the team that I trust to find it. My dentist located on Grants Mill Road. They find that plaque and they take it away from you. At Alabama Dental Associates, led by Dr. Jeff and Dr. Brian, I love visiting the professional dental team that they've put together, knowing that I am taking care of myself the best way that I can. I have finally found that perfect dental experience and am so happy to share it with you. They not only have all the latest advancements in dental healthcare technology, but they also have the friendliest staff in town. If you're ready to find that perfect dental team, reach out and try Alabama Dental Associates for yourself. They can help you feel at ease about all of your dental procedures. For more information or to make an appointment, call them at 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com, as they look forward to seeing you. We have a special guest at the window, someone that has already been talked a lot about. That is Mr. Brian Pavlick. Come on in here, Brian. Let's go ahead and get you in here. It looks like he's very excited to compete today, walking in with some swagger and some confidence. Sporting the hoodie, I might add. Yeah. I don't know if that's an intimidation tactic or if that was just by chance selected today.
Welcome
Very
to the
nice hoodie.
Now that I'm wearing the hoodie, I know what you're talking about, man. Hoodies are comfortable. I could wear them every day and as many hours as I need to as well. Hopefully I get to keep this one and maybe add a second one, and then I'll be with John. Have 2 hoodies.
Yeah.
Brian, Spud is the
right.
champion of Triple Threat Trivia.
Yeah.
But you're the most recent winner.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're coming in on a hot streak here? You're undefeated in Triple Threat Trivia.
Well,
you have never lost.
I consider it a streak. One. Even against, by the way, Tyler and Lionel. Tylenol? Can we start calling them Tylenol?
Until we get it sponsored, we will not call them.
All right. So Tyler did great last week. I felt some of the questions were a little out of his age range, and Tyler's a younger guy around here. He admits that. Reed had some chances, but Reed had those 10-pointers. Now, whereas Reed was not prepared for the 10-pointers, I think I'm ready if that Wheel of Destiny hits a 10-pointer. I have gone everything from Thailand currency to the capital of Iceland, and I'm ready. I'm ready to see that 10 come up in my name.
Do you have a shot of the wheel, John? I don't know if you have it available here, but it is looming in the background, and it is causing a lot of, look at that. It just sends chills down your spine.
See, there's a few on there that I'm coveting.
Sure, yeah.
It's a lovely piece of technology.
It really is.
But it has the chance to determine everyone's fate today, and we're looking very forward to it. I've asked around, and every single person that I've spoken to pretty much has Spud winning today.
You know
He's
what?
the odds-on favorite.
Listen, there were favorites in the Kentucky Derby, were there not?
Yes.
And did the favorite win?
Negative.
All right, so John and I, in the words of a great professional wrestler, any man with 2 hands and a beating heart has a chance. Now, that man happened to be destroyed in less than 20 seconds as well, but I feel confident. I feel confident that John or I will place at least second in today's competition.
That is
I am confident.
Ready for it.
that is the Vegas favorite.
Watch one of us wins and one of us finishes third. It's like you didn't even get that right.
That's right.
We know you love barking based on your hype video, but
Pavlov dog.
do you love playing the role of the underdog? Is that something you feel comfortable in?
It's an interesting role. I always have thought of myself in an underdog in ways. Maybe it was the less than good looking looks. Maybe it was, I'm kind of a medium-sized guy. I like playing the favorite as I did last week, but the underdog gives me an opportunity to really impress these guys because I know they're taking it for granted. They're saying, look at that meathead. He's just, he isn't smart. He's bronze over brain, and you're absolutely right. But I'm bringing the brain and the Brian today.
Oh, my gosh.
Full of them today.
I thought Rockstar had the day off.
Full of them.
I want to get a quick check-in on where WWE currently stands following a very crowd-interactive weekend in France with Backlash happening. I don't think you can start a conversation about WWE Backlash from Saturday without mentioning the crowd there in Lyon, France, that I thought blew it out of the water and became the story of the pay-per-view.
And there's positives and negatives of that. You want a good crowd. My gosh, as an entertainer, whether it's a concert, and, John's been to a lot of great concerts recently, or professional, events like that, whether they're sporting events. That's why NBA playoffs is actually a fun time. And, of course, you guys with the NHL playoffs, you guys know what a crowd like that can do. For wrestling, and you're going out there and you're just doing theatrics and, all the choreographed male art of wrestling, really. That has got to be such an adrenaline rush. Kudos to the people in France. That was a fun environment. We knew that was going to be one of the selling points. They didn't even have to put on the best matches. They could just go out there and entertain. They were going to be on fire. And for an early start time, 11 o'clock noon for us here in Alabama, a few matches, it was an easy watch, and that crowd made it so much more worth it, too.
It was exciting to see them singing all the themes and chanting it all the right. Even just minor action that was taking place, they thought was the greatest thing ever, and obviously all the superstars were eating it up at every given opportunity. When it comes to the outcomes of Backlash, not a lot of surprises here from what we saw. We saw that one title change that occurred, which I kind of predicted was going to happen. You predicted that.
You did, yeah.
Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill becoming your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Right. But as predictable as the match card was, the excitement and electricity through the building is what triumphed. What was your biggest takeaway from the matches that we saw and actually in-ring performances that we saw?
So overall, again, not a large grading scale because there's 5 matches, but they were quality matches. Will I ever go back and watch them and say you won't believe how the in-ring action was for, Uso versus Damian Priest? Were there a couple of moves that were bust out that was awesome? Thinking about Jade Cargill and what she was doing with Kairi Sane, that was awesome. And that just shows the power not only of Jade Cargill to deliver the move, but Kairi Sane who has to put herself in position because, again, wrestling is a 2-person tango here. Just phenomenal athleticism, but nothing in-ring that I would say this defined 2024 Backlash. It was the crowd. What that does moving forward with matches, we've got now King and Queens of the Ring. We've got a pay-per-view coming up in Saudi Arabia. Premium live event as we are been branded now. I don't know if the match qualities are exciting to an extent like we had with WrestleMania. We may be in a true holding pattern and in a gimmicky type time before we get to SummerSlam in Cleveland.
On Raw this past week, CM Punk stole the show, came out. Him and Drew McIntyre have a really great feud that's brewing, and both guys are injured.
Yeah.
So when one of your best feuds you've got going on currently, maybe the best feud you have going on currently is with 2 injured guys, how long are they going to be able to get away with a war of words compared to actual in-ring action?
Well, and isn't that what has always got Punk in trouble? It hasn't been in-ring competition. It's always been this blurring of the gray lines between what's backstage and what's in front of the house. And I am very surprised that we have gone this far. Now, Punk says he has changed. Cool. It seems as though he is sticking to that word. But what is going to be that one thing that sets him off where all of a sudden you wake up on Twitter and you start seeing Punk was unhappy that Drew McIntyre called him this, or even a third person? It's getting a little close to that point.
I think it's a matter of when, not if, that he goes
I
off the
do,
rails.
and I hate to say that because, again, as John has said on this show before, being one of his favorite wrestlers, the CM Punk character we love, that anti-establishment, but it is the Phil Brooks man. Has he grown some thicker skin? That is still to be tested and tried, and I think that will start hitting the more we are relying on talking more so than physical action.
John, I know you want to see more CM Punk. He's obviously been on the mic a lot, but I think WWE's getting their money's worth out of his contract, just not only from the initial pop of him returning, but every way in which they're able to utilize him in every capacity of the business, not just with the in-ring experience, even though I know that's something you're looking forward to seeing where his career goes with that. But there's a lot of CM Punk haters out there. You're not one of them.
No, and, while the Rumble kind of starts WrestleMania season, that I was excited to see CM Punk, and, would he have potentially been an option to, win or not? I didn't know really going in. I knew Cody Rhodes was, kind of the lean there or whatever. But when he gets hurt and there's not even a second, belt for him to go after with him and Seth Rollins potentially, that then takes my, I watch WrestleMania, but that then takes my expectations and all for wanting to watch the new CM Punk era pretty much down to the ground, to where it's like, I'll pay attention, but whatever. But every time I do pay attention, he is there at least, to where it's like, okay, it's not like he disappeared because he's medically not cleared, so he just disappears until he's fine at SummerSlam, let's say, that he at least is there. But the product, I want to watch CM Punk be actively involved in the matches and all, and I'm just not going to, I know I'm not going to get that probably until SummerSlam or whatever, so I'm just kind of checked out, but at least casually paying attention in there. And I didn't watch any of this event, but I still follow WWE on social media and all to see videos pop up. The one random thing that made me remember was they had Jey Uso, whichever one does do the yeeting, his entrance randomly popped up on my timeline, and him coming in, everybody having their phones and doing everything, the crowd getting crazy into it. And I was like, this crowd's crazy for Jey Uso of all people. That's not a shot at that's not a shot at him, but it's not Cody Rhodes, it's not Roman Reigns, it's not Seth Rollins. He's still way below all those people, but it's they're getting into it. So I kind of sort of halfway started paying attention then, but still until CM Punk's there, that's the one that I'm like, okay, I'm really looking forward to that.
John, a little bit of a comparison. The only time I can remember a non-active wrestler growing in popularity, being on the sidelines but still being involved, Stone Cold Steve Austin after he broke his neck. They kept him involved every week with The Rock and with McMahon, and that is when the Stone Cold character grew because he was able to do the Zamboni and the beer truck and all these things with a broken neck as he was healing. Then he got back in the ring. So
and like the trash talk is part of CM Punk's bread and butter, but like he was doing that after he got hurt because when that press conference happened with The Rock, Cody, Roman, Seth Rollins, Triple H, all that, that kind of spun things into motion. He was on the panel or whatever, and he kept turning around and like talking trash to people up on the stage. Like that's hysterical, and that's great to watch. But I know for the foreseeable future, literally nothing is going to come of him trashing somebody. Now down the line it may, but I know right now what I want is the payoff of, hey, you're great on the microphone. Now go in the ring and settle, or what. I know that's not going to happen.
Right.
We got a first round King of the Ring bout on Monday Night Raw with Sheamus and with Gunther. And are you buying up a lot of stock in Gunther? I feel like he's going to win King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm. You talk about way to wellness. What that guy has transformed his look into in 3 years or so, from just, the best word I can describe, just this pudgy guy. You still didn't want to mess with him, but now he just looks like this absolute beast, Brock Lesnar-ish, without all the true muscle mass. He's just a lean, strong-looking dude. I think it would be a good opportunity for him to really establish a singles run. I know that he's always been a singles guy. He's had Imperium just as a group, but just him on his own is going to take him to the next level. And I think he'll be a face by the end of this whole thing as well.
I think that he should be looked at as the favorite to win King of the Ring and be wearing the
crown
by the end of
this. If you win King of the Ring,
it appears that way. Yes,
and knowing WWE, they'll put a scepter and a crown on his hand and call him King Gunther or something like that.
And I think he'll probably go after Priest because it makes sense to add more validity to that title.
Yeah.
Unless you want the USA versus the foreign heel gimmick again that they've done since. You
can get that down the line.
Bruno Sammartino, but
get it down the line by now having him go after Priest, and I think that would actually be a really good matchup between those two guys.
I agree.
So I would look forward to seeing that. We all talk about eras of wrestling. It's a new era for a sci-fi classic, Planet of the Apes, a new movie that we are getting a chance to see an early access premiere of tonight here on this Wednesday. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We are going tonight. It is the 10th Planet of the Apes feature film. It is 2.5 hours, which means that it will be close to a 3-hour experience tonight, all said and done.
Oh, man.
I'm already getting tired from it. That's all right.
Lunceford is trying so hard to generate some level of enthusiasm for this movie. I feel it every single time I bring it up.
I haven't seen any enthusiasm about this movie from him.
I just like how every time I talk about Fast and it's like 10th movie, it's like, like Fast and the Furious. It's like, well, this is the same thing. I mean, I know it's different eras of it.
Fast and the Furious started in what year?
2001.
And
trivia hasn't started yet.
If you go to Planet of the Apes, let's see here. When was the first one?
I know,
1968.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's okay, I think, for 10 movies
years
over
ago.
that. One movie a decade, basically. That's not really, that math doesn't add up. But what I will say is
math.
I cannot wait. I'm the one who runs the score for Triple Threat Trivia, so I better get it in line. I haven't given out the challenge flags yet.
Coming.
The last Planet of the Apes movie that came out, John, we saw together in theaters.
Yes.
I walked out a dejected and defeated individual after seeing that movie. I hated it.
Yep.
You walked out a dejected and defeated individual after having seen that movie. Yep. You hated it. That was War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
There was no war to be had. Should have been called Prisoner of War of the Planet of the Apes. But we've had some time to get that taste out of our mouth. That was 2017. That movie came out. Do you have hope that in 2024 we're going to get back to peak Planet of the Apes, which for you probably was Rise of the...
Whatever the first one is. Rise is the first one, yeah, Rise.
Everyone confuses them. I'm not going to hold that against you unless it's Triple Threat Trivia and you're answering a question. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, that's the one with James Franco, came out in 2011.
Correct.
And did really well, brought new energy into the franchise, became the second highest grossing Planet of the Apes movie of all time to that point, only behind
Tim
Burton's 2001 Planet of the Apes reboot that went nowhere. It was surpassed, and now the highest grossing Planet of the Apes movie of all time is probably my personal favorite.
I assume it's most people's.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes,
That
which
one
is
was good.
it was very, very good, and it had so much emotion and heart and violence when it mattered, and family and communication between humans and apes that needed to be perfect in order for there not to be a break in trust. And Gary Oldman was in there doing all sorts of things. It was a great movie. Really enjoyed it.
Did Matt Reeves direct that one?
Matt Reeves did direct that one, I believe. John, back me up on that.
I
But
know he directed.
He directed War.
I'm going to say he did direct that one.
And then the new one we're seeing tonight is done by the guy who did the Maze Runner movies.
Yeah, that's all this guy's done. He did do Dawn, he did War, and then Rise was Rupert Wyatt.
There you have it. It's looked at as being Matt Reeves' trilogy, but he didn't do all three films. He didn't do the first one. But, John, how much stock are you buying into tonight's, no matter how much you fear the experience, that it's going to be a solid movie and get us back to where we need to get to with bringing some credibility back to the Planet of the Apes franchise?
I mean, as much as we talk about, people complaining about no original movies, and we joke about, hey, this is the 10th installment of this, and Fast and Furious, and Saw, and all these various things. Bottom line, people still go to see these movies because it is something Either our parents grew up with Planet of the Apes, or we grew up with Planet of the Apes. Now a younger generation has grown up with Planet of the Apes, to where, and I made this comment when I did the highest grossing movies of the year. I was in the fight between Dune, Godzilla, and this for, making the list. Dune has surpassed expectations. Godzilla is about where I expected it to be, and we'll see where this one is. So I would buy stock in it strictly from that standpoint. Do I think it's going to be any good? I imagine I'm going to come out and be like, yeah, it was all right. And that's about the highest I imagine I'm going to come out of it. But I could come out of it being like, that ain't it for me, dog. Sorry. But
that's what I'm expecting.
Who knows?
I'm really excited for this one. It is my third most anticipated movie of the year, behind Joker and then Deadpool and Wolverine and then this. Tyler, I know you're really hyped going into this one. I think this has a strong chance to be my favorite movie of the year walking out. Do you feel like it's in contention to maybe be either first or second due to your love of Dune Part 2?
It definitely has the potential, I think. The project code name for this one was Forbidden Zone, which if you guys have seen the original Planet of the Apes series, the Forbidden Zone has the nuke in it, and nobody's allowed to go there. So I think if this is pulled off right, we might be seeing this movie dive back into the original series and getting us back to that true sci-fi feel.
It does feel like a melding of the different generations of Planet of the Apes. It's taking you back to a lot of the imagery that we saw from the early Planet of the Apes movies. Mm-hmm. However, it's bringing the technology up to speed to where it's not, people in masks. Apparently, even though that was groundbreaking at the time, it's tough to watch them all in order and have that jarring visual sense. I mean, I know
at least you can't watch Fast and Furious from beginning to end and not miss much. For this, it's
turn
like
everything into your Fast and the Furious fandom. It's
because y'all all hate it so much. I got to protect it at all
I don't
times.
know, that movie changes a lot. It goes from street racing
at least Vin Diesel's in all of them.
And getting these stolen DVD players back to go into space.
Small time criminals turn into saving the world.
Pavlick, have you ever considered yourself a fan of the Planet of the Apes franchise?
I actually love the original, even with it being, 50-something, 55, 56 years old now. I know, just doing my little bit of research, because I did want to see, adjusted for inflation, and it's still the top, one out of, I guess there's now 10 that are going to be under the Planet of the Apes kind of franchise here. And I always bought into the ending. I'm a good plot twist guy. I love a good plot twist in the middle of a movie. So that ending is iconic, not especially for that period of time, those 60s and 70s. Not as good as Psycho, above Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland, right below Lunceford's botched number 4 Empire Strikes Back from his list the other day as far as those plot twists. But it's a great... oh, wow, we as a human race did not make it. And the humans who did are in trouble. Because now, I know this is a reboot. I know the technology is caught up, like you said, John. Tim, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I deduct no points.
No points from that. I feel as though we are getting dangerously close, though, if this doesn't do well. And we'll define well here in a second. Into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle territory.
Oh, I
where
hope
you
not.
had a good idea. You had a good-ish first few movies. Then you try different variations of it. No, we'll do a cartoon now. We'll do another live action. It feels that way for nostalgia feeling. My question to you guys, what is defined as a success when it comes to gross? Is it 200 million? Do you even think it comes close to that?
I think it depends on the budget.
I'd say worldwide, overall, 500 plus is a success.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's where we should think.
Based on
500
expectations
plus, yeah.
and everything, I would say overall, by the time it's all said and done, every penny that's come in, 500 million plus.
Okay.
I'm not sure, based on the numbers, that is going to be where I stand here on the box office that it needs to succeed with. Planet of the Apes box office has never been a huge number.
No, and that was the reason for my question is what is the success for this franchise? And I don't know if you get that $500 million, John.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is the highest grossing one, 208 million over the lifetime of its span.
Domestic or worldwide?
That's what
I'm pretty sure it's. They've had a couple that have gotten over 500,000. That's the whole reason I included it on my list because I think at peak it's gotten to that, and I think where we are now, you could potentially get something.
So
like
you're
that.
talking worldwide too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, worldwide 700.
Yeah, worldwide. Dawn made 710. So. War was 490, Rise was 480. So it's 500 plus. I think is
well. Then we'll set the over under at 500.
The international markets are going to dictate how this is looked at. The international markets eat this property up for sure, but domestically is where my pulse is on it, right? Because I want to see how much fans here in the States really care about this property. What would be a good domestic opening? I think a really solid domestic opening would be anything $50 million or above. Obviously, that would be really solid.
Yeah.
But what we've seen lately is everything seems to be coming in a little bit lower than expected to where this could be in the $40 million, $35 million range, and then it would have to be twisted into why it's an actual success. I just think audience patterns have changed so much that there may not be this huge rush out to the theaters this weekend to go support this movie because people are going to wait and see what the pulse is on it. I think this is a movie that will hold well for the next month and a half, 2 months, but I'm not sure that this is a movie that is going to be super front-loaded, John, with its opening weekend number.
What else is coming out in May? I'm trying to think like
Furiosa.
Big
it is
blockbuster.
Mother's Day this weekend too. Now, take mom to see
Furiosa is going to be of the same vein of Planet of the Apes,
but Planet of the Apes in general holds more than Mad Max would, I would say. Then the weekend after that is nothing. The weekend after that is Bad Boys 4, which is I don't think going to absolutely slay it at the box office. The weekend after that is Inside Out. Then
it'll take over the numbers of the Planet of the Apes crowd.
But you get until mid-July before you really have like I could see this legit making bank with Inside Out, and that might not even do it. So
this could be a movie that holds really well, but doesn't have a huge opening weekend.
This is why I said Fall Guy should have come out around more end of May because it's kind of not as crowded to where it could have made more money in a holiday weekend.
Right.
Even this weekend with Mother's Day that's the kind of thing my dad would have taken my mom to go see this weekend for Mother's Day. Like that's more along the lines why I think that should have done it. Why this is probably going to ultimately do better, and I would guess it'd do 50 or so. I mean, and I would say ultimately that's successful, but worldwide it needs to. Because movies like that, not trying to compare to the Fast and Furious over and over again, but those action kind of movies, but that's how Fast and Furious continues to live. It's not domestic, it's making bank over in China and stuff. I mean, they're multi-billion-dollar movies, so it's, you got to make your money over there.
It's time to talk about something other than Fast and the Furious, and that is the 800-pound gorilla in the room that maybe needs to see Leslie and her board-certified team. If 800 pounds is something that you don't want to have to live with anymore, we have the team that we recommend to you, John.
Yes, go to see Leslie and our friends at Way to Wellness. Go to aplanforme.com. You can find out more about them, see those hours, go get a consultation, and learn more about the plans that I'm on, the plan that Tim is on, the plan that Jim Dunaway is on, the plan that my dad is on with Way to Wellness. You see us right there in the doctor's office. We go in, we get our food, we get set on the right path, and then we know exactly how to handle ourselves when we go to the movies tonight. We've changed our plans a little bit when it comes to the movies and when it comes to just life in general. And there's Tim there being happy as he is weighing in. So go to aplanforme.com and find out more from our friends at Way to Wellness.
Yes, Way to Wellness is now, I think is leading to Mr. Spud.
We're not playing this week. Go away.
Why does he have cash with him?
Does Spud have cash with him?
He had cash in his hand.
He's got cash in his hand. I hope that that's to bribe a judge. Pavlick, can you get the door, please?
You're making me get the door
I'm
for
sorry,
him?
and I'm making you swap
You're-
seats.
I mean,
He's
I feel
the champion.
I feel like the greeter at Cracker Barrel welcoming the 3:30 dinner crowd.
Show some respect.
Put some decaf coffee on. They're here.
Should have made Lionel do it.
Oh, gosh, you tipped your doorman. Well, that ended that. Welcome in, Spud. They're having a little bit of a moment.
Wait, is this the pedestal you have to stand on the seat,
Okay,
John?
guys.
Be yours,
Guys,
but
Tyler, break him up.
Jennifer Aniston's
Break him up,
paycheck.
Tyler.
No.
Okay.
I'm not breaking up anything.
Tyler likes the anarchy.
I do.
This is
Fashionably ready for.
the Meltdown Triple Threat
wait,
Trivia.
Oh, my bad. I should have cut
What
away.
are we
I'm
getting
sorry.
here?
Have that on.
This is a family show, Brian.
Give me that microphone right quick.
Edit that out.
Which one of these did you take to your junior prom?
Oh, gosh.
Blanche Devereaux. She was hot.
Right there,
I'd like to see what we do afterwards. but
Guys, you guys are violently going
Y'all-
after each
yeah.
other. If you're going
Y'all
to do
You set
it,
this up.
John's here too.
if you're going to do it, get on the microphone and do it. Okay?
You set this up.
Nobody cares about John being here.
We all do.
Thanks.
John, that may be a good thing, though. You can be
My
sort of
intimidation
yeah.
strategist, when he looks over, he sees former interest.
the Golden Girls, which ended up, remember, being a question that you got wrong, Spud. It cost you points being able to name.
I did get 3 out of the 4.
You got 3 out of the 4, but I feel like
I've been one away a lot, and guess what? Tim gives you no points for
No
being
points.
one away.
this is the championship for Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia. And it is going to end up in one of y'all's hands today. Spud, it has been in your hands 3 times now, technically.
Yes.
Having been champion. And we are going to see exactly how this turns out. But first, Spud, I want to talk to you a little bit. You have a reputation going around that you are a trivia master, and you're backing that up with your gameplay. How do you feel about all the trash talk that you're receiving, specifically from Brian Pavlick?
Well, just like he knows, to be the man, you got to beat the man. So he's looking forward to it, and so have a wake of others that tried. I played trivia one night at On Tap, and 4 young guys told me I was going down, and we played 4 games on the TV, and I won all 4, and I walked out and gave him the old Charlie Daniels line, just come on back if you ever want to try again.
And rumor has it that the police are still searching for the whereabouts of those 4 young men, and we hope that they are found safe.
And then on that TV, did you get him to change the knob?
You know,
Oh, my gosh.
I hope there's a retro question out there, you know, that Brian never heard of before.
As Tyler can attest to, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot.
he will have...
At Tyler's
There are
age,
plenty
almost
of them.
everything is old.
Other than
Yeah.
playing trivia almost every night this week, literally almost every night this week, the only reason you didn't play Sunday was because of a rain out?
Rain
right?
out in the city
Trivia.
walk. It's kind of a cool game. You sit out in the nice weather underneath the freeway, and it's a cool game. But the weather Sunday afternoon was pretty threatening, so I drove all the way down there, parked my car, walked in, walked out, went home, took a nap.
Is there anything else you've done to prepare yourself for the competition that you're facing today? Because you face some pretty stiff
Training under
competition.
the freeway isn't enough.
I just wanted to know if there was anything else I didn't know about.
Well, I play a lot of bridge to keep my mind sharp, and I take a lot of naps. That helps a lot. And I've gone on a special diet this week to prepare.
Okay. I am proud of you, Spud, for taking control of all aspects of your life. And I think it's now to stop with all the talking and start with the performing, as we are ready for Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia. Let me go over the famed rules of this contest for those that have not
I'll be
been
back.
here before.
Anybody got a book?
Yeah, I'll be back.
ready for
I'll be back
this.
next week.
It is a very quick process. Just stay with me. Tyler, you may want to listen to these each and every week because I feel like you find new rules in there that have been said since day one. Here we go. There are 3 different opponents with 3 different ways to score points. Contestants will pick a number between 1 and 500. I will then present a general category. Some of the categories will remain a mystery. The contestant in possession of the round can either choose to answer the question themselves for 3 points, try to stump the competition by forcing an opponent to answer the question for 2 points, or use Tyler as a helpful trivia teammate for 1 point. If you choose to answer the question for 3 points and you miss, then you are deducted 3 points. If you choose to have one of your opponents answer the questions and they give the correct answer, then your opponent gains 2 points and you lose 2 points. If you choose to use Tyler and you do not get the correct answer, then you lose 1 point. The player with the most points after 6 rounds is your winner. Each player is given 30 seconds to produce an answer once the question is read. But Tim, what happens if we have a tie? Glad you asked. If after 6 rounds we have a tie, we go to an additional round with the players that are tied to determine a winner. There is also the famed wheel, which is utilized when you pick a number that activates it. There it is in all of its majestic glory. Look at that thing. The amount of money that we spent on the production of that wheel, through the roof.
I hope we get back.
And challenge flags are available for anything you consider to be a controversial decision. We've yet to see one thrown. Just want to point that out.
Where are they?
Just know that if your challenge is not upheld, you will lose 1 additional point. I have the challenge flags right here.
And you talk about an expense.
Here we go. Please
I hope you get your money's worth back on this.
pass
John.
that to Brian.
Hey, Brian got the best one.
Let's take this.
Could have got a better color than this. Okay.
They come in at various shades of tan.
Spud just got serious. He put down his Scrabble game to listen
Well,
to.
I knew there was going to be a long break while we read the rules, so I found something to do.
Yeah.
If you are looking for something more colorful than our challenge flags, I recommend a lovely bouquet at Blakely's. At Blakely's Bouquets, they craft both traditional and contemporary bouquets with plenty of room for customization and uniqueness. On top of their everyday arrangements, they offer same-day flower delivery in Birmingham and beyond. They also do large event work for weddings and funeral as well. So, if you're looking for flowers in Birmingham, turn to Blakely's Bouquets. Really your best choice. Visit the team I trust at blakeleysbouquets.com. You guys know what's coming up this weekend?
That would be Mother's Day. 3 points. Thank you.
Not worth 3 points. However, it was a nice warm-up for you. But, John, I think that any mother would be proud to receive a bouquet from Blakely's.
Absolutely. Right there in Homewood. Go get a bouquet of flowers there. I have done it many times for my mother. My mom has done it plenty of times for other people. Go to Blakely's Bouquets and get you a nice bouquet of flowers.
Is everyone ready for what is the most anticipated matchup ever of Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia?
Nope.
Okay. Here is the order. And this was determined by the way in which players played in previous matches. In starting off will be Brian Pavlick, then we will have Spud, and then we will have John. Here we go. Question number 1 is going to go to Pavlick after he picks a number 1 through 500.
22.
Double deuce.
Johnny Musso.
Okay? This is a question about movie casting. Movie casting. You can take it for 3, pass it for 2, or consult Tyler for 1.
Let's try to start with a base hit. Give it to me.
For 3 points, which notable show host plays the deceptively nice science teacher, Mr. Furlong, in the 1998 movie The Faculty?
Say the question one more time.
Which notable show host plays the deceptively nice science teacher, Mr. Furlong, in the 1998 movie The Faculty?
This is a guess.
You see his heart beating, John?
Yeah, this is a guess.
Really?
I've actually never seen that movie.
I just remember they had a terrible remake of Another Brick in the Wall in it.
Well,
I'm going to say Alex Trebek.
The correct answer is Jon Stewart. The year after appearing in The Faculty, Stewart then took over hosting duties on The Daily Show.
that is right. He was in that.
Jon Stewart. He was
There a whole
also in
bit
the
where he
movie.
like gets bit by a fish or something like that. I've seen.
No, that's Mars Attacks. I think you're thinking of.
I don't know.
Road Trip with Tom
I've never
Green,
seen
but either way.
But
Elijah Wood in that
Not
movie?
Fish
Alex
called
Trebek.
Wanda.
I don't know if there's a fish in that. I can't remember if
Was
there's
Elijah Wood in that movie?
Elijah Wood was in that movie.
I do know something from it. Then.
Elijah Wan?
Jon Stewart was the correct answer. You may remember he was also in the Adam Sandler movie Big
Daddy.
Big Daddy. So
Didn't know
Pavlick starting at -3. You can come back.
Oh, sure.
You don't feel defeated already. I
Get you a
hope.
couple
No,
10-point
because that was
questions.
one I had to guess, yeah.
Spud, give me a number.
Give me 4, 5, 6.
Changing it up.
No, this is the championship match here. I had to bring out my A game.
He couldn't go any higher in his mind.
This is a question about Nobel Prize winners.
I'll keep it. Worst I can be is tied with Brian, so I'm ready to go.
For 3 points.
I'm going to join y'all after that.
Who in 1903 was the first woman to ever win a Nobel Prize?
See, I knew that.
I know this too.
Oh, yeah. See, they're all over it. Marie Curie.
Yes.
That is correct. A Polish and naturalized French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity.
What's the
I
score
won't say
now?
that's an easy question, but that was one that's like, that's one I knew.
You know, you should have picked
Sorry.
4, 5, 6. That's all I'm telling you.
John, Spud is currently in the lead. We will see if that changes throughout the course of these 6 rounds, but you get a chance to control the number. Which one are you going with?
Probably not 70.
Not changing it up.
Nope.
It's a wheel spin.
I'm going to go out my own way.
Let's go ahead and spin that wheel of trivia.
It didn't spin. I don't know.
It didn't spin?
Pick your favorite one.
No.
I don't, you saw the spin right here.
I did see the spin.
It didn't do on the screen for some
Do
reason.
I need to throw the challenge flag?
I don't know how Tyler had it set up.
Say how many panels are there. Tyler, pick a number and then
Change it
You're
from last
blaming
time.
you're blaming Lionel for this?
Yeah, you made your own.
Bro,
Trivia wheel.
learn how to use OBS. All you have to do is hit interact. Little window pops out. You click the
Okay.
wheel.
Okay.
Let's not give.
I
too
already
many-
had it set up,
Whoa.
and he set it up a different way for some
Or
reason.
you can hit Control Alt Delete.
Let's-
That works. sometimes.
Am I at -3? We're already under protest of this game.
It sounds like it.
The most hyped trivia game we have. I'll go ahead and
I'm
protest.
gonna do
this
it the way
game
I had
right
it
Were
now.
set
you
the
fully
entire
prepared,
time.
Brian?
I thought I was until
So
John
did I.
Stewart decided to show
How
his
did
face
this
up in the Falcon.
This is
in
a
98.
literal meltdown we're experiencing
Didn't we
here live.
run that once in rehearsal to show that it was still working?
We got to roll the dice or something now.
Can you run it there, Tyler?
Do you need me
Well,
to run the
let Tyler
wheels?
run.
Tyler's one that made this. I already had it set up, and he made his own.
I can run it.
There wasn't anything on there when I
There
went on there.
was. It was on the main scene.
Brian,
made
you
your
want
own
to go to the
scene.
Waffle House? Get some scattered, smothered, and covered.
I want you to treat me to a custard from Culver's.
Oh, let's just put it in the trunk and
I'll
drive
drive.
up the
I'll
up the
drive.
pothole fill 280. That works good.
Who would have thought Brian and Spud would be the two to bond the most during this segment?
We have some common interest here.
That's
At
right.
least we know how to work a wheel.
Oh gosh.
But you didn't make this. Where's interact?
Oh gosh. Here we go.
It's before the dictionary were in the inner course.
We would like to thank Blakely's Bouquets for sponsoring this lovely segment. At Blakely's Bouquets, you can get the very
Lord, it's a different
latest
browser. I
and
just
lovely
captured the browser.
flowers at Blakely's Bouquets. We have now spun the wheel. I'm sorry for the delay, everyone. And it has landed on.
Let it be known Tyler saved the show.
That's true.
Oh gosh.
Super easy skip.
Super easy skip. Let me
I was
explain.
gonna say we never had any wheel problems when I was running trivia.
Funny, I ran it for like 3 weeks in a row without anything, and Tyler changed it.
Are you crying?
Aren't even through round one.
This isn't even through round one.
I have a part 2 of this.
That's right. Next Wednesday.
Super easy skip.
Stay tuned.
I will ask you, John, a super easy 2-point question, but if you miss it, then you're skipped in the next round. Also not getting any points here. However, this is optional. So, you can either take the super easy 2-point question. However, if you miss it, you're skipped the next round. Or
Do
you
I
can
drop
take
2 points?
You will just not get any points.
Okay, so I can't lose points. I just
You
lose
can't
my turn.
lose points. You just lose your turn next round.
Hey, losing my turn may help me. That's a question I can't miss.
Would you like to take that option, or would you like to take a traditional 3-point question? And at that point, you have to take it for 3 points.
I can't lose points, so I'm gonna take this.
Okay, here we go. Super easy 2-point question. In what state is the city of South Park located?
Colorado.
That is correct for 2 points. Congratulations, John.
Would you have gotten that?
You just got a super
Would you have
easy
gotten that?
trivia question.
So we knew the one about Nobel Peace.
Yeah, because that happened in 1901 when Betty White and I were going at it. That's why.
Oh, I set myself up.
Okay. I am very nervous with all of the energy in this room right now. Spud is currently leading after round 1 with 3 points.
Roll the credits.
John is in second place right now with 2 points. Pavlick is in third place with -3 points. However, it is your chance to catch up. What
under
number?
par. 3 under par. So let's go with 3. Let's go with 3.
It's a question about Oscar-winning actors. Oscar-winning actors. You can take it for 3, pass it for 2, or consult Tyler for 1 point.
Let me. Let's take it.
For 3 points. What Oscar-winning actor was credited with being a cast member on the show from the 1970s, The Electric Company?
What you laughing at, John?
This
What?
has nothing to do with the Oscars.
What Oscar-winning
Oscar-winning
actor? That was the category. Oscar-winning
You know what it is, Spud?
actors.
It's an Oscar-winning actor.
I know, but did you know it was Morgan Freeman?
I didn't.
That is correct.
I was hoping you were passing to him. That's why I was giggling. I was like, please pass this to Spud.
Brian Pavlick, out of nowhere, just hit the RKO there for 3 points and is now at even.
I never would have gotten that.
Congratulations. The category, by the way, John, was Oscar-winning
I know.
actors.
But you
It
typically
was
think it's like,
not
this actor won the
It was
Oscar in
Red,
1973.
the
not-
Oscars.
Thanks, Hawk.
This guy who won an Oscar
Shawshank.
40 years later did this one community theater play.
Right. Oscar-winning actors. In what franchise will you find none of them? Fast and Furious. That was the answer. Okay, here we go.
The host is throwing
You're trying to
punches
think.
now.
I'm pretty sure.
You're trying to think of one.
Has Kurt Russell ever won an Oscar?
There's not one there for you.
I don't know.
Okay.
I guarantee I can find you one.
Keep racking your brain on that one. Spud, pick a number.
Tell me Ludacris didn't win any Oscars?
4-3-2.
Hey, 3 6 Mafia's won one, so.
It's a question about the animal
That
kingdom.
is true. That is
I'll
true.
keep it.
Okay, we have trivia going on here, guys. Question about the animal kingdom.
Wow.
Spud is going to keep it for 3 points. And here's the question. Spud, how many noses does a slug have?
God, Brian is an expert on slugs. I'm glad I didn't pass it to him.
I do know the answer.
By the
if
way,
you
who's been the
want.
bad guy in the last 3 Fast and Furious movies?
Oh.
Charlize Theron, who's an Oscar winner.
Why are you talking about Fast and the Furious right now? We are talking about
Y'all brought it
slugs.
up.
I'm going to go with
For once,
4.
y'all brought
It's
it up,
just
not
a
me.
guess. 4.
Shoot.
4 is the correct answer, Spud. You are up to 6 points. Congratulations.
Had him back to 0.
Dominating lead here. John, pick a number.
170.
It is another wheel spin.
Good God.
See if you can get it to work this time, John.
Oh my God.
Tyler, be ready.
Tyler. It's already spinning.
It's spinning. Here
Oh,
we
that's
go.
good.
Whew.
Tech support's
God.
on standby.
At least I can't lose points on this. 10-point
Tech
jackpot.
support.
10-point jackpot. Now, for those that are new here to the game, I'm going to explain how this works. John is going to be given a difficult 10-point question. However, if he gets it wrong, no points are deducted. He cannot pass this. He has to answer it on his own. John, are you ready for your 10-point difficult question?
Nope.
The Daniel Craig James Bond run featured 5 movies. Place those movies in order of the length of the title songs from longest song to shortest song.
Hey, Brian, you want to go get some Waffle House? Well, you didn't lose any.
From longest to shortest, you said?
From longest to shortest,
Hey, Jude is the longest.
place in order the title songs
10-point
of the
10-point
Daniel
jack?
Craig era Bond films, ranging from longest song to shortest song. This would be the opening title song to each one of these films.
What did you eat when you came up with that one? Or drink or inhale, I should say.
I was just
Chocolate shake.
I was probably angry and motivated.
The question is, what Oscar-winning actors are in the Bond movies? I mean, I'm going to just throw out a guess for the first one. I assume you'll stop me if I'm...
I will stop you if you get one wrong.
Writings on the Wall, longest.
Which is from the movie,
Spectre.
and that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is Skyfall
By Adele.
by Adele is the longest.
Writing on the Wall is like the slowest, along with Billie Eilish, so I don't know if it like drug out more or not.
The Skyfall title song is 4 minutes and 46 seconds. Spectre's is 4 minutes and 38 seconds.
That sounds close.
Quantum of Solace, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. No Time to Die, 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Casino Royale, 4 minutes flat.
I did think that was probably the shortest.
Did you have a shot at that, Brian?
Yeah, I was going to say, you people at home
Also-
in the chat, who got that one?
They're all 4 minutes and something too. I never would have gotten that.
James Holzhauer, that's who got it.
Yes, so.
So after one round, Spud is at 6 points. Oh, sorry. After 2 rounds, Spud is at 6 points. John is at 2 points. Pavlick is at 0 points.
Okay.
Pavlick, you get a chance to pick a number.
Last week was good to me with number 1. Let's go with that again.
That's my last one.
Oh, that's right.
I always pick number 1 at the end.
This is a question about auto racing.
Pass to Lunceford.
Lunceford goes deep. There's the pass.
Do you have any sort of history in auto racing or anything?
My family started Express Oil Change. My dad has been involved in professional racing longer than I've been alive. But I'm going to miss a question, so it's okay.
Are you ever optimistic? I mean, about anything?
No.
I mean, you lay down the aces against 7 deuce offsuit and say, how am I going to lose this?
Because the flaw comes out 7-7 deuce.
That's right.
Here's your question. What year was the first Indy 500 held?
Oh, God. I don't know.
I don't know. I was there. It's an easy one for me.
Oh, she got the senior discount that year. That's when he first qualified.
You guys are ruthless.
I was driving a Corvair. I thought I could win the damn thing.
You're not looking at the chat, are you?
No. Look at my lunches list.
Uh-huh.
What is this? What is this?
Every time I tell
I know,
you.
I'm
there's
just-
my lunch
What is
list.
this? What is this? You don't need distraction. Oh.
Okay. I'm going to take a wild guess and say... $1957.
Oh, it's much earlier than that.
I have no idea.
I was going to say 17.
It's in that range.
1911 was the first Indy 500. 1911 was the first
You
Indy
could have said
500.
1802, and I somehow still would have believed you because I had no idea.
John is currently at 0 points. Pavlick moves up to 2 points.
I know cards didn't exist then. That's the
My
joke.
turn.
Good Lord.
Okay, here's the question. Here is the moment for Spud to see what he can do. Pick a number.
3, 4, 5.
I'll start picking 73s because you're not doing it.
Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
That is a wheel spin. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel of...
What percentage
Trivia.
of the questions have wheel spins?
John, you realize
That's
if he
trade
gets a
secret.
Don't give that
10-point
information.
question,
That's
we'll
trade
shut
secret.
it down.
Hey,
He
after
did
the
win.
show, Tyler,
Oh,
you
he
can tell me
just
how
missed
many.
out on double the points. He got up for
Well,
grabs.
you don't know? You don't have that information either? Boy, he's sick.
Did you hear that?
Yes, this is up for grabs. It's important that all of our competitors listen up because this question is officially up for grabs. And here's the way this works. Anyone can raise their hand and answer for 3 points. However, if you get it wrong, you will lose 3 points. So only raise your hand if you feel like you know the answer. You can raise your hand at any point. Tyler, help be my second set of eyes here. What year did Dunkin' Donuts become just Dunkin'? What year did Dunkin' Donuts change their whole marketing approach to become Dunkin'? If no one raises their hand, then it's pretty much a skip turn.
And you will lose 3
You
points.
will lose 3 points if you get it wrong. What year did Dunkin' Donuts
Which do
become
you know
Dunkin'?
more about, slugs or donuts?
I'm going to put 5.
I know more about Marie Curie than
4.
Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm
3,
50% on this answer, but
2,
not enough for points.
1. Spud, you escaped with absolutely no penalty whatsoever.
I'm going to guess 2018.
I was going to say 16.
2018 is the correct answer.
So I didn't write it.
I mean, I knew it was recent enough, but I wasn't going to risk that.
Maple frosted is
Hey,
really good.
we held Spud to 0 points.
That's true.
That is a win.
John, what number would you like to pick?
270.
73.
Like if they did a live
73.
shot, if they did
This
a
is-
live shot under the bridge, there'd be so many Cobra surrenders right now from him.
I've been doing it the whole
73.
time.
If this is an easy one, I'm going to be a little bit miffed.
This is a question about literature.
Oh.
What would you like to do, Mr.
I want to
Lunceford?
pass it to Spud, so it'll be a Harry Potter. End up being a Harry Potter question.
sir. Them staircases, get them.
620.
That is correct.
Bring them down. Bring them down to us, our level.
Knock Pavlick out.
No, you don't want to do that.
Keep it yourself, John. You're big on books.
I'm not big on books.
He was big on all
If it's not Harry Potter, I'm pretty much out. I'm going to pass it to I got to play the game. I'm going to pass it to Spud.
That's right. He's in striking distance. That's right.
Spud, for 2 points. What's the name of the pig in the book Charlotte's Web?
Dang it. I would have known it too.
I think it's Babe.
That is incorrect.
Napoleon.
Wilbur is the correct answer.
That was the name of the owner of Mr. Ed.
Animal Farm. I'm sorry.
I knew it, but I got an extra
Yeah,
point. So
Wilbur.
see, I
What
played
a
the game.
play by John Lunceford, everybody.
that whole round
Literature.
was.
Boy, I'm telling you, they use that term literature broadly, don't they?
Charlotte's
Harry
Web.
Potter and
Charlotte's Web is a
Charlotte's
classic.
Web.
Who is he
I mean,
talking
what happened to
now?
Charles Dickens and Shakespeare and William Wordsworth and
Oh boy.
you
Do
know?
you understand what the word literature means?
Did somebody wrote it in a book?
Charlotte's Web.
I mean,
I think I read that.
Charlotte's Web is probably one of the first books.
would
I
you
ever
like to
read.
throw the
again.
challenge flag? You'll lose another point.
And again, Spud
You
was
don't
out
see
of
the
school.
flag moving, do you?
See that mouth moving?
Well, that's going to happen.
It's going.
All right, nice play, John.
After 3 rounds, Spud is currently at 4 points. John is at 2 points. Pavlick is at 2 points. It is neck and neck and neck.
It's crazy.
Just give me a thumbs up here, Tyler. Charlotte's Web would fall under literature, correct? Thank you. 2 thumbs up. My gosh, guys.
I'll tell you what you can do with them thumbs.
Oh no! Go on to the next round, quick, Tim.
We are in round number 4. There are technically 3 rounds remaining here. We are in
Technically.
round 4. Pavlick, what number would you like to choose?
This is the hardest part for him. He's running out of ones he knows.
I know.
Hey, Spud, at least Babe was the name of a pig.
is true.
My strategy today is actually going on numbers that I've heard. A slug has 4 noses. Let's go 4.
Wilbur has 4 legs, too, so you're...
I just brought somebody had taken the strategy to just go 1, 2, 3,
And
4,
Charlotte's
5,
Web
6.
was a book, but that's cool.
It's a question about Guinness World Records.
Pass to Spud.
Passing it to Spud for 2 points.
You know,
Here it comes, buddy.
what's that match where you got to be the last guy in the ring and everybody's trying to throw you out? It's like weakest link. They're trying to eliminate the strongest link.
Yeah, we pick on the little guy.
Go
right
ahead. I'm ready.
Spud,
So the Royal
How
Rumble,
many?
we're
What's the
all
record for
under his
number of
legs. I'm
noses
picking
for a
up.
slug?
Here it comes.
according to Guinness World Records, what is the best-selling book of all time?
The Bible.
He got it.
That is correct. Spud,
Now that's literature right there. I don't mind telling you. No one would disagree with that. It's not about some pig and a spider and crap.
I feel like your animosity towards Charlotte's Web must have started years ago, and it just happened to be
Actually,
researched.
Something happened with Charlotte's Web.
Did you date a Charlotte or something? Or
She had
I'm
a
not
web.
answering that.
Spud is now
Charlotte Ray from
at 6
Facts of Life.
points.
And now a game show, I think.
Pavlick, an unsuccessful pass.
That's all right.
Which has
It was
strengthened
worth it.
your opponent. Spud, you
worth
now
it.
have control of the board.
So let's try 3, 2, 1.
This is a question about technology.
Watch both of these guys set up the TV out there, and I'm going to use Tyler as my phone a friend.
That's a really good play.
Tyler, for 1 point and to potentially help Spud,
Okay.
created in the year 1990, what was the name of the first internet search engine?
The first internet search engine? Oh. Was it Ask Jeeves?
Tyler says, ask Jeeves. Would you like to take that answer or formulate your own opinion, Spud? This is for 1 point.
I'll accept Tyler's answer. He's always been nice to me. I don't know why y'all put him down so much. I'm going with that.
Tyler is the person you chose to ask.
Yes.
He came up with Ask Jeeves.
Yes.
The correct answer is Archie. Archie is the first search engine.
I get a tech
in
question from
internet history.
1990, and I go to guy who was born in 1990. Okay, look,
I
I
don't
lost
think he
a
was
point.
born in 1990.
Got add about a decade to that.
You're an old man now too, there, Tyler.
That's the- yeah.
Spud knocked down to 5 points. John, what number?
That was a good play, though.
Thank you. Archie.
173.
Look at it. Here we go.
U.S. presidents. I'm going to consult Tyler.
Hand the microphone to Tyler, please. Tyler,
Because Spud and Brian have been around for a lot more presidents than I have.
this
What
is a
was the
question
category?
about U.S.
I
presidents.
can't tell you how much fun Rutherford B. Hayes was.
No pressure because I'm mostly doing this to only lose a point. But
John is consulting you. Are you ready for the question?
All right.
Which U.S. president is featured on the $2 bill?
$2 bill. Oh, God.
Ask Jeeves.
I have so many of these, and I can't remember who's on it.
I need an answer, Tyler.
Jefferson?
His answer is Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson is
there
Tyler's
other
answer.
I was about to say, is there another Jefferson?
I'm
And
just-
William Jefferson
All I heard
Clinton,
was
but that's the
Jefferson, and
middleman.
I wanted to make sure that
That's
your
right.
answer was Thomas
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
It's not Thomas Jefferson, I don't think.
I didn't know if he was going with George Jefferson or.
He moved on up. He moved on up.
He did.
Easy.
That was no help.
10 seconds.
I have one in mind, but I have no earthly idea why it's in my brain. Andrew Jackson.
Good job, Tyler.
Yes, sir. Tyler got it.
Thomas Jefferson is the correct answer.
Really?
And it was
Rejected.
not used, and John goes
Andrew
down
Jackson's on the 20.
to 1 point. Okay, after 4 rounds,
Tyler,
the
you
way-
had no idea, though. You just guessed that, right?
he knew it wasn't Jackson.
So you
knew
didn't
wasn't
know it was
Can
Jefferson.
you, can you consult back and forth like that?
After the question, I don't care what they say. It's
Okay.
good entertainment, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
You didn't know that, did you? I knew it wasn't Jackson.
Hand the microphone to Tyler.
A
please.
45.
please.
A 45.
I was
It
gonna
wasn't.
Have you ever
move
heard
on.
of process of elimination? I knew it wasn't Washington.
You can
Knew it
process
wasn't
elimination
Lincoln. Knew
all
it
you want
wasn't
to.
Jackson. Knew it wasn't Benjamin Franklin, even though he's not a president.
Elimination like the $2 bill.
So hold on. You're
That was
mad at
eliminated?
Tyler because you turned to him and he gave you the right answer?
No, I said you guessed that, didn't you? Well, I knew it wasn't Jackson. Okay, well, it was not one of 45 to be on there. Okay.
John, this is the second time you've consulted Tyler. He's given you the correct answer and you have not gone with it.
He's also given a lot of wrong answers, too.
Tyler would have been winning if he was an actual contestant.
Well, he wasn't so good on the Jeeves, but that's okay.
Can I just,
Okay.
So now I look at the chat. Everybody's
we-
saying Andrew Jackson in the chat, so I don't feel so bad.
Can we get a score update and get to the round 5?
Spud, you got
Please.
somewhere to be?
Eventually.
Okay.
I mean, I got to go to the restroom every now
The
and
bridge
then.
closes at dusk.
The bridge closes.
Spud at 5 points. John at 1 point. Pavlick at 0 points. We are in the final 2 rounds of this.
I gotta get serious.
The bridge closes.
Pick a number, Pavlick.
35. Stay low this week.
This is a question about famous races. Famous races is in competitive races.
As opposed to Caucasian.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's the score?
Yeah, 5-2-0. Is that what it was?
5-1-0.
5-1-0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I've got to get a 4-point swing here. Pass the Spud.
Ooh.
Spud for 2 points. What type of race is the Tour de France?
That'd be drug-infested bicycle racing. Bicycle.
I'm going to accept that.
I'd love to
Another-
ride my
I know, right?
bicycle.
Another unsuccessful pass from Pavlick to
Bicycle.
Spud.
Congrats, Spud.
Let me just ask Pavlick. Your strategy today was to come in and ask the trivia master all the questions? That was your strategy?
But it worked.
To be fair, I'm 1 for 1 on passing. to him, so it's not, that's
it's
not,
not
the
like
worst
the
thing.
percentage is low. It's just competitive races. I would have thought what Egyptian thing from 1800 was competed in pay-per-view.
All I'm asking
That
is
was
for
the
you to believe in
Cleopatra
yourself.
300. is what it was.
Spud, pick a number.
happens, man.
2, 3, 4.
I see the new strategy.
I'm gonna go off.
This is a question about inventions.
I'll try to keep it.
For 3 points, which country invented tea? Which country invented tea?
See, that one I know.
I think I do, but
I'm gonna go China.
China is the correct
That's
answer. You are now at 10 points, double digits. John, you're at 1 point. What number would you like to go with?
270.
270.
You change strategies.
It's a question about
one for one with it.
movie characters.
Oh, God.
Movie characters.
From the
What's the score?
faculty.
10 to 1 to -2.
I got to pass the Spud.
Spud.
Here, and Harry Potter, who played the Wicked? Go ahead.
I'm either giving Spud the win or helping us out.
And Harry Potter, who played the Wicked Witch, was what he was going to say. I should deduct points just for that. Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, and Olaf are all characters from Frozen. What is the name of the non-speaking reindeer that hangs with the bunch?
Rudolph.
That is
Not a bad guess.
incorrect.
Sven.
Movies.
Wilbur would have been just as close. It is Sven. That is correct.
Sin.
I thought the question for a minute was going to be Anna, Elsa are characters from what movie?
Yeah.
I had a
Like,
chance
oh my
at that.
God.
John left some points on the board there, but
No, you
got
got
it
an extra
closer.
Actually, that was a 4-point
Yeah, I
swing.
got an
Get
extra
closer.
point.
I'm saying you got closer in your gap. I'd love to finish the sentence,
I got more.
but I'm saying that with the way Pavlick is passing to Spud, who knows?
Oh, you see what I do in round 6.
Let's see what happens here.
Are we at round
Lose.
6 now?
We are in round 6. This is the final round. Spud at 8, John at 3, Pavlick at -2. Pavlick, what number would you like to choose?
Oh, boy. Let us do today's date, 58.
It's a question about Disney characters.
It was round 6 last week, wasn't it there, Tyler? Yeah, let's take it. Let's wait till round 6. Play.
Who is the main character in Disney's Encanto?
Kanto.
Did Walt Disney pick out these questions today? What the hell's going on here? Bob Iger?
You want to? I'm being honest. I have never seen Encanto.
It's overrated. I think.
Yeah. So I think the character is Encanto, but I will have to now go watch it.
Mirabelle? I don't know.
Mirabelle is the correct answer.
Okay, so the
What's the
female
song?
character.
Nobody talks about
Bruno.
Bruno. That's
Sorry.
Nobody talks about Bruno.
Bruno's the bad
I was
the bad
going
guy.
3 main characters there because Bruno and Maribel.
Here's what's
Okay.
ironic.
Yeah.
Is that a week ago when you were in this position, you
Cinderella.
said, as long
Or
as
Snow
it's
White.
not a question about Encanto, I will be good.
It's
That's
that
literally
Encanto
what you
trivia
said
that
on the
got
tape.
me.
Hey, I'd call rigged on that because you specifically
I
said that.
promise you, it was there already. I kind of smirked about it last week. You can check the tape.
I only wish you would pass that to Spud.
Pavlick at -5 now.
I mean, I'm not gonna collude.
Spud,
It's over.
what number would you like to choose?
210.
Take the
210.
mic, Tyler.
Net 30.
It's a question about rock music.
The score is
You have 8. John has 3. Pavlick has -5.
Let me have
I'll
a
ask
shot.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Asking Tyler for 1 point. Tyler, name the 4 alter ego characters that make up the onstage personas of the band Kiss.
So you got Starman, Catman, the Demon. It's Gene Simmons. Oh gosh.
Don't help him, Brian. I know.
Got one more.
I'm going to have to tell you you've got 5 more seconds to produce an answer, and then your helpful hints are done, and then Spud gets a chance at it.
Spud tried to trade me with the Thomas Jefferson when I was like, I don't know if it's.
Would you like to run through them one last time?
Yeah, Peter Criss is the Catman. Ace Frehley is Starman. Gene Simmons is the Demon.
That's where you're going to have to leave it.
Yeah, I can't think of who
Okay.
Paul Stanley's alter ego is.
Spud, do you have the answer?
Yeah, I'll go with those 3 and Rain Man.
Actually, I was gonna say Rain Man as a joke, and I was like, hell, that may actually be one. I don't know.
So Tyler got 2 of the ones in which he said exist.
Cat Space.
Catman
Star.
and Demon.
Demon.
However, the other 2 were Star Child and Spaceman.
Our child.
Child.
Or you could have gone with Space Ace for Spaceman. So,
Ace Frehley.
That's it, Tyler. You're still my favorite here.
John,
So it is 7.
7 to 3 to -5. You were going to have a wheel spin,
No,
Oh, you could
I
pass?
I'm gonna have to pass.
and
What
it
is
could
it?
tie you.
7 to 5.
Ooh. Oh,
The tie is 5-5.
give me a number.
Come
You're
on,
right.
Lance. Pick
Math.
that number you wanted to pin.
370.
There it is.
Should have picked one that would be hard for me.
It is a wheel spin.
I don't want a wheel spin. This is going to make me lose the game.
Depends on what it lands on.
Super easy, Skip.
Oh, remember,
Well, Skip won't matter.
Oh, it doesn't
so all he can
matter.
get is 2 points. Sweet.
Congrats, Spud. You win.
We are the champions.
I just like to say
minute now.
the
I'm
wheel
5
screwed
under
me on this
par.
one.
hold on. Super easy skip was this, if you remember. I'll ask you a super easy 2-point question, but if you miss it, then you're skipped in the next round. This is optional. However, I believe I said if you do not take the super easy skip
3.
option, then you're forced to take a 3-point question. So that is why you're going to ultimately lose the game.
I was about to say, it's a
So
loss.
I'm just saying. So what do you want? Do you want the super easy 2-point or do you want the 3-point?
Hold on. I thought, because when you started that, I thought you were going to say you can get the super easy skip or you can skip it and just play it like normal.
That's not what he said last time, but
well,
we can review the tape.
earlier-
Tyler, run it back.
Earlier in the tape, I said you have to take the 3-point. However, I'm not sure if it's consistently been that way. Do you
What's
want to
his-
throw the challenge flag?
I have no other option.
You have
but
no
to
other
throw the
option?
Yeah, throw the challenge
so-
flag
For the
once.
sake of viewership,
Throw in the challenge flag.
I think
Okay.
Spud's an honorable man.
Here is where I'm at on it, and Tyler, I will consult you as being a part of the discussion group here. My pen? Tyler, since it is not clear what happened, I believe that Lunceford should have his challenge upheld and should have the option to be able to play this like normal. Do you agree with that ruling?
Yeah, I think even if it wasn't said, I think that's a better way to do it.
Okay. I believe your challenge is upheld, and we will proceed.
Is there an
as
appeal
going.
process?
I will
of
look
any
and see
kind?
afterwards.
I need the pen back, please.
I will look and
Well,
see
I was
afterwards.
when you were going to rule correctly, but now, what are you? You in charge of the Trump
Jeez,
trial
the
too?
attorney is asking
Okay.
for an appeal.
Sorry,
We're going to be here
since
for a
it was
while.
not clear.
It was very clear. Run the tape back.
Sorry,
Run it
Pavlov's dogs. I'm disappointed.
Run the
have you made
tape
a
back.
ruling?
Stay
Tyler,
tuned for the
see
shocking
exactly
conclusion to
what it
this one.
We
I'm
have
going to
said.
take
I
a
want a
nap.
transcript.
We have made an official ruling.
Take a
And
nap.
John, you get a chance to play this like normal if you do not want to take the super easy 2-point skip.
I was willing to go back and look, but if you're making a ruling, then I will not go back and look. Therefore, it's just ask Spud the question, and it's either a tie or not.
Spud, for the win. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system?
I'm going to go with Venus for the win.
That is correct. Venus is the win, and that is going to
Think of
do
some
it.
questions. I
It
definitely
also
knew what the answer
eliminated
was.
any controversy. We don't have the 2-minute report like the NBA here. So
Spud,
yeah, pass it on over here if you will.
congratulations.
Ride home.
That trophy stays with you, and we will have a clarification on that ruling for future contests. I apologize for not having that thoroughly in black and white there, crystal clear. However, Spud, the fighting champion he is,
I do think I knew
wins
every one of Spud's questions.
with a score of 9.
Do you want some cheese
They
with
were
that
not
line?
super. I'm not saying they were
to
super easy
1
questions. I
to
just didn't know
-5.
every question they asked him.
Spud answered the most questions of anyone due to the amount of passes that went his way, and he should be
It's like
looked
throwing
at.
at Deion Sanders. You got to learn not
As a
to pass it over.
It's
him.
probably the most misses and makes
It's
overall.
plenty of misses too.
John, you have a chance to redeem yourself, though. Not through trivia, but
really.
through the one thing that none of us can get back, and that is time. While the memories we have all made are important tools to help shape our future, the time in which those memories have been initially created has passed and will never return to us. But I hope, maybe even if it's just for a few minutes, we can shine a spotlight on the past with things that we grew accustomed to, and when they all seemed so much more important. It's time for John to take a look back in time at things that used to be bigger deals way back when with this brand new edition of Lunce's List.
What is this? What is this? Nonsense list, nonsense list, oh. What is this? What is this? Nonsense list, nonsense list, oh. Nonsense list to find. Nonsense list to find. Nonsense list to find. Nonsense list to find.
All right, John, time to name 5 things that felt important back in the day before social media came around, mainly when you grew up, the 90s and early 2000s, that also makes you feel nostalgic.
Somebody in the chat said number 1's going to be triple threat trivia.
Number 1's going to be Fast and the Furious, probably.
We still have Fast and Furious.
You ready to start with number 5, or you want to talk about how you approach the list?
Did you say the 5 different categories?
Oh, yes. I forgot.
I mean, I could say it. I just didn't know if you'd said it or not. One has to be a TV program that would come on.
Yes.
One has to be a store that I could visit.
Yes.
One has to be an in-person event that you could attend. One has to be a thing that people could actually purchase, and then there's a wild card pick in there as well. So, yeah. Anyway, I approached this list. I don't know that there's like – I didn't really, for some of these, pick a very specific like, oh, Woodstock 99 is the one event before social media or something. That's just the first thing that came to mind. I didn't necessarily do that. It was more kind of a generic – I missed this one thing that I used to, really like. That's pretty much it. But it's mostly 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So, yeah.
Okay, let's start off with number 5 on Lunce's list. And this is going to be, by the way, this list inspired by the Pavlov dog himself, Brian Pavlick. Who would you like to talk to your fans at all right now about your performance in that?
I just want to say Lunceford did a great job today. Spud obviously did a good job. It is intimidating to be in a room with both of these two at their, prime. I mean, I was so nervous the whole time. I had a 2-inch grip on a 4-inch turd the whole match.
Well, please, that's a white chair. We ask you, keep it in tow. All right, at number 5.
I misspelled premieres.
You're good. Oh, you're rattled.
It's hard to do this after losing in
I know.
trivia.
I know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, movie premieres. Let's talk about it because we've got a movie premiere tonight we're going to.
Yeah, but movie premieres now are like, hey, you want to see a movie? Yeah, sure, I guess. Let's go to the movies tonight. I mean, what are we getting out of tonight?
He is very unexcited for this movie. Can you tell?
No, I would say the same thing about Dune.
What if it was Fast and Furious 8? Then how would he feel?
Honestly, I don't even think I've seen the last 3 on opening night.
So you don't get excited about going to see a movie on opening night anymore?
I don't get excited about going to the movies anymore. Like going to the movie theater anymore.
Oh,
it's not a good
How
experience.
do you do this job?
It's not a good experience. I didn't say I'd hated movies. Literally my first lunch's list was, hey, the movie theater going experience sucks. How do you fix it? So, I mean, I'm not the only person there. Movies used to be events. I can remember when Phantom Menace came out, the line was wrapped around the Vestavia Rave to get in, and my friend had to sneak me in the door, so I didn't have to wait in the line the whole time.
So was Revenge of the Sith, but we won't go there, will we, John?
No, we won't. But, it was like an event. I mean, Barbenheimer kind of magically became one, but we mentioned how there's no way you can replicate that necessarily. Like, when a big movie came out, it was an event. And you went and you had actual tickets that you could get. Like, people would come dressed up. When a new Star Wars movie comes out, like when The Mandalorian comes out, the vast majority of people in there aren't going to be dressed up. I feel like it used to be most people in there were dressed up if you were the nerd going to midnight to go see the opening movie. It's just not, it doesn't feel like anything. Plus, we're going to see a movie tonight. It's Wednesday. Like, they're showing them just whenever now beforehand. There's not just like a midnight release that you're going to see. It just kind of is all over the place. We saw Challengers on a Monday. We saw this on a Wednesday. You normally go on Thursday. I mean, before we started doing the show, I went at 3:00 on a Thursday.
I think I will agree with you on this a couple years from now, but right now I still get jazzed up to see a big-time movie in the theaters. The only way I want to see it, I get those goosebumps, but I think a couple years from now when it's completely ruined and sabotaged, I'm not there yet, you are, that I will come around and say, Lunceford, not you were right, but you are right now.
And also, like, the minute the movie's over now, what's the first thing I do? I pull my phone out. And everybody who also went to go see it in Eastern time, so they're an hour or at least ahead of us, people are already tweeting, hey, I like this movie. Hey, I didn't like this movie, or whatever. Like, before, when you went to go see the movie, this whole thing is before social media. Like, I got to go see it at midnight last night, and you went to school the next day. Hey, everybody, I got to go see this movie. Let me tell you about this crazy event that happened last night.
I don't deny it was more special, but I just don't think it's dead yet. And you're saying it's dead.
Plus, we talk about it half the time. It comes out on streaming a couple weeks later to where you don't have to go see it as part of
when
the
you go tonight, you can ascertain whether it was anything special or just like if you went to it tomorrow night.
I'm going to tell you, for me, tonight, it's not going to be that way. But
oh, you're such a pessimist.
John, this was your in-person one?
This is my events you could attend.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with number 4 on Lunce's list. And I would like to hear the category, if you wouldn't mind, before you go to the board.
This is my wild card.
Wild card, okay.
My in-person one, reunions.
They have been tougher to get together.
Facebook ruined that. Spud, have you been to a recent reunion?
Every single one. I go to every single one.
Do you? See,
And
But that's Spud's generation too.
That's right.
You know, those reunions mean
We
something.
didn't
Mine, I
even
see,
have-
yeah.
Oh,
Wild
Oh,
card.
please let it burn, my friend. Let it burn.
Oh boy.
I'm about to have my 20th.
Please go for it.
My 20th reunion. I have not been to any of them. They did a 5, 10, and 15. I haven't been to any of them.
I don't care about that. Get to
I don't know
radio.
when
I'm
my
saying-
reunion's supposed to be, and I don't plan on going.
I get a Facebook message about, hey, we're going to do it. And every time the pictures have been probably 10 people from my 250 plus class got together at a restaurant and had chips and salsa and went home. This is my wild card was radio. When new music came out, you either rush to the store to get the CD or cassette or whatever, and then you listen on the radio to it. Now, when Taylor Swift's music came out, guess what? I haven't heard it once on the radio because I don't have to listen to the radio for it. I can just pull up Spotify the minute it came out. I can listen to it a variety of ways. I can go to YouTube and watch the music video of it. There's a million ways to consume music. There's a million ways to consume talk with podcasts, what we're doing right here. I mean, we've all worked in the radio industry, and it isn't really much anymore, especially for people our age and younger. But, you wanted to listen to the radio to discover new music. Then you started having the Napsters and LimeWires of the world that you can kind of sort of discover in different ways. And then you started having iTunes. And then from that point on, it was all online.
The minute that radio does not find a place and a new home in cars, that whole industry is dead.
And I get the radio bit from the weather and stuff like that. I get the importance of it for that. But
Emergency alerts.
Yeah.
Yes.
But day in, day out, I couldn't tell you the last time I purposely listened to the radio. Because even sporting events, I can find pretty much any sporting event. I'd almost rather pull my phone out, go to the ESPN app to watch the Alabama football game as opposed to turn it on the radio because I had to be in my car for a prolonged period of time and just let the ESPN app play through my
so if
car
you were
speakers.
driving from here to Montgomery, you would listen to what?
Probably listen to Spotify, just music off Spotify.
Okay.
Or listen to podcasts.
Okay.
Because, I drive to Disney. Do y'all need to drive or fly?
We usually drive.
So
like-
it's 8.5 hours.
Yeah, 8.5.
without stops comes.
9 hours with stops. That I do that probably 6 times a year, back and forth. You're in the car for 20 plus hours total on the entire trip. Never once does the radio come on.
Do you usually go podcasts or music for that long of a drive?
I probably go half and half
I got you.
because I like different music than my wife likes, and so we can usually agree on a podcast of, hey, there's a guest on there we both want to listen to, or there's a movie that came out that we want to listen to the star of that movie or whatever.
I want to make something clear. I love the art of radio, but I hate the business model of radio. And it is so far behind, and it is running talented people away
Yep.
that I'm not buying any stock into radio. I'm not sure anyone's really buying stock into radio right now. A lot of times in post-apocalyptic movies, there's like this rush to try to get to the radio station in order to be able to share a signal with people. If you walk into a radio station these days, it feels like a post-apocalyptic wasteland of yesteryear. And I am so thrilled to not have to inject that dust into my veins every single day any longer. So,
Wow, there's a trace of bitterness in there.
it's called truthfulness, Spud.
Truthfulness,
no, I mean,
the reason we all headed for the hills
I
and
hear
we're
you.
here now.
And I'll tell you another alternative to radio for long trips is download a book.
Yeah, my dad does that all the time.
Audiobooks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
I like Bill O'Reilly's series of books, and the last one was Killing the Killers, and it was long enough to take me all the way from here to the beach in Destin and back.
I've gotten into audiobooks a lot here lately, too. I do a lot of driving, and I really enjoy that.
I need a good selection for my next trip down, which is in July, and no one has hit me with anything appealing yet.
Charlotte's Web.
And Harry Potter.
John, let's go to number
How
3.
you doing, Brian?
What's the category? What's the category?
Well,
It's
he's-
things you could buy.
All right,
Things you could
he's
buy.
doing things you could buy. When you said wild card, remember the good old days of MTV Rock and Jock and MTV Spring Break? It just felt like you needed to be there. I know, Tyler, this was before your time, but every time
And
MTV
after mine,
came,
Tyler,
yeah,
so don't feel bad.
I mean, when Pauly Shore and Carmen Electra were at the beach, and then you had Dan Cortez and Bill Bellamy captaining the Rock and Jock, it was great stuff.
By the way, I just want to point out one more thing about radio. The amount of people in the radio business that are now doing things on their own is skyrocketing.
Oh, yeah. Everybody,
And
pretty much.
There's a reason for that. It's because no matter how much they say they love radio, they're having to build this other platform because they know they don't want to be dependent on that medium being their only type of connection with the audience.
They know where it's at.
They do. All right, number 3, magazines. You're just taking down all of old school media today.
This is basically print, but for me, magazines, I used to have a ton of magazine subscriptions back in the day. I miss the days of reading Sports Illustrated, ESPN the magazine. I miss the old Game Informers, PC Gamer, a lot of video game magazines I would get. I have zero reason to buy. I'll kind of classify this as a magazine, but like the Phil Steele Guide for college football, Athlon, Lindy, stuff like that. There's no reason for any of that to exist anymore because I can find literally all of that and more right here on my phone. And, find out news on social media, and you used to write big feature pieces and then kind of hold them until you could print them in the magazine. Now every day, there's some story that we bring up from what used to be a magazine, but is now basically an online platform that it's already out there because you can't hold it for print. And so, having physical media in your hand, like I still very much value scrapbooks of like newspaper clippings and stuff that I have from back when I was playing football. There's some magazine clips in there as well. I don't know. It's just physical printed media is gone. That's what I studied to do in college. The minute I graduated, it all final nail in the coffin, died a horrible death. So that was pretty bad timing. But I miss, browsing the magazine now. We were in LA at the Grove, and there was a Barnes & Noble there, and my wife was like, let's just go through this because it was like a multi-story Barnes & Noble, cool looking place, and my wife does read way more than I do, and she's like, let's go through there, and we went to the magazine section, and I sat there, and I was like, this is all garbage. Like, this is nothing that I wanted to read like I did back in the day. It was all, it was just all nothingness. Like, the magazine section is nothing now.
Do you subscribe
to
anything now?
Nope.
You get a magazine in the mail that you pay for?
Nope, not anymore.
Tim?
I do have a subscription to Time Magazine.
Really?
Yeah. I like holding physical magazines in my hand when I read them.
Ryan?
World Disney World magazine comes out every month.
There you go.
But
I
that's it,
did get the D23 magazine that comes out like once a quarter.
Yeah,
I guess
but
I
that
get
counts.
2 Ridge magazines a month, and then of course there's Penthouse and Hustler, and other than that, that's it.
Just those. Got it. The SI Swimsuit Edition.
The ones like you
I
downstairs.
try to borrow that one. It's
Try
not
to.
worth subscribing to the whole
Not
year.
as good as it used to be.
No.
All right, let's go to number 2 on Luntz's list. What category here?
The TV program you could watch.
Let me add
TV
to his
program.
things: baseball cards and Laserdisc.
Laser
Now,
disc.
I very much buy baseball cards, all sports cards, Pokemon cards, all that stuff still. It's a different market now than it used to be back then. I feel like back then you used to want to I want a Ken Griffey Jr. card, period. And if you got a Ken Griffey Jr. card, period, you were happy. Now it's like I know Ken Griffey didn't play anymore, but, let's use Mike Trout, let's say. Does he still play? I assume he still plays.
Yes.
I'm not a baseball person.
Injured, but he's playing.
Let's say you want a Mike or a Shohei Ohtani, okay, because he's the player.
Right.
Well, now you can get a Shohei Ohtani card a million ways, but what kind of Shohei Ohtani card? And it still was that way kind of back in the day, but even if you get the coolest, print, hologram, die cut card and everything, it still has to be a certain version with the pink border or the red border, and it has to have a 1 out of 1 on it or a 1 out of 5 to be worth anything. It could be I have some of the coolest cards I've ever seen. You look them up online, and you got to pay people money in order to give it to them. They're worth absolutely nothing. So it's changed a little bit, but I would say cards are still kind of sort of a thing.
I would say it's changed a lot. I feel like most of that information wasn't even out there when I was collecting football cards and
It was
Pokemon
hard.
cards.
Yeah.
Or you had to really hunt for it or know somebody who was
You had to get the old
already
Beckett guide and look
high
through
up.
it and see how
Yeah.
much it was worth.
Do they still come with bubble gum?
Can you imagine what that tastes like?
Oh, I imagine I bet I consumed a bunch of it. It's kind of a neat smell to open up a pack and see Yogi Berra's rookie card.
Oh, this is a good one.
Is it America's Funniest Home Videos?
America's
Yeah.
Funniest Home Videos. That's what Lentz is trying to write in purple there.
I don't watch it anymore.
Bob Saget, man.
I'm saying.
Made it funny, though.
By the way, YouTube has replaced pretty much everything on your list,
Yeah.
Correct.
including the movie premieres, because a lot of people just watch stuff on YouTube.
Well, that was the other thing I didn't mention in the movies that I written down is you went to a movie and were surprised by trailers. There's the occasional time, like tonight, we may get a new movie trailer because it's technically going to come out tomorrow because tomorrow's when the movie, or Friday is when the movie actually comes out, so we may see it early. But I would be willing to bet every trailer we see tonight.
You brought up the
could have
Phantom
already seen.
Menace, and that was the key of people trying to sneak in to meet Joe Black to see the Phantom Menace
Yeah.
preview and then immediately leaving the movie.
Yeah. But I mean, everything we see tonight, we could have seen beforehand. You know, we seek it out. I know a lot of people don't necessarily do that, but you used to be surprised. Anyway, I can't believe the show's still on. Like, it amazes me when I randomly turn on ABC and it's still there. Because
Is Carlton still
Carlton,
running?
I think he is, yeah.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
But you just go to YouTube, or you just turn on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or literally any social network or video platform, and there's a million funnier things there than whatever you can watch here. Back in the day, I feel like it came on Sunday night. I don't remember, but you turn it on and you watch, videos of dads getting hit in the junk, or you watch videos of dogs, doing goofy things with their tennis ball, or, it's just the simplest stuff, but you would just die laughing the entire time. And then every time, it feels like every time they'd get to the final three and then pick the winner, it was always the one that, why did that one win? It should have been that one that won every single time.
It's kind of like Triple Threat Trivia.
No, it's the exact opposite.
There's three I consider that popped into mind instantly with this when you gave me this. This is one. American Idol is one. I know it's still on, but like when it was first on, and when especially here we were going through the Ruben Clay Aiken time, and then with Bo Bice and Carrie Underwood and all that, like right before social media and really getting on the internet started really becoming a thing, like that's when it was like peak American Idol. And
Taylor
it was like,
Hicks, Catherine McPhee.
you had to watch it to then go and basically
Carrie Underwood.
talk around the water
Just because
cooler.
I think she's real good looking. I
That's
don't know.
sweet.
She is, and she beat a Birmingham person too. So, that was one. And then Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like the original Regis, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was one. Like you had to watch and see. Oh, did they finally win the million? And then go talk about it around the water cooler.
It's rerun at 10 a.m. every day on Game Show Network, and I watch it again. But some of the questions are quite dated. If they ask you a question from 2000, it was very much in the news then, and 24 years have passed.
Future triple threat. He studies Who Wants.
Oh, that's
to Be
right.
a Millionaire.
Dang, I gave that away.
Ah, we found it
Every
out.
day at
I
10
knew
o'clock, we're all
my
huddled around
performance
the
was
TV.
worth it today.
Yeah. But those were three I feel like back in the day, like you had to watch and then like go talk about it the next day.
So that leaves for number one, what category?
That leaves a store you could visit.
Store you could visit.
There were two easy ones that popped to mind. I chose one that probably, I don't know between here which one people would choose, but it was between two for me.
And John, for TV, I'll add Home Run Derby / Slam Dunk Competition. It is a
that's
farce
withered
these
badly.
days. And the Olympics, especially if it's something 12, 16 hours ahead of time, you can know who won the swimming competition. Don't even have to turn into Bob Costas with his pink eye.
What a reference.
Especially with the time differences. Like,
I agree with this pick. This used to be the place to go.
Hold on. Everybody stop the presses. Tyler and John agree on something today. It has finally happened.
It was,
big round of applause.
they were this close on Thomas Jefferson, I'll say that.
They were close.
I mean, I agreed with most of your picks. 2 through 4, most definitely dead, and then 1 as well. But I still think movie premieres.
GameStop. It was between GameStop and Blockbuster for this one. They're 1A, 1B. But for me, going to GameStop, sitting there and staring at everything, and I didn't have to worry about renting it for 5 days. I could worry about I'm actually going to buy it and play it forever, or bring it back and sell it for a quarter, in a month, and then try to buy something else with it. I kind of thought you could just put malls here because malls in general really aren't much of a thing anymore. But going to GameStop / EB Games, I'll put them in the same / Babbage's, I'll put it all kind of in the same wrap up there. But going and sitting there and buying, because I thought one of the first things that came up for things you could buy was game consoles. Like, I don't even really need a game console anymore. I mean, we play Rocket League all the time, but you're on your Xbox and I'm on my computer. I don't even need to my Xbox has not been turned on in probably 3 years. Like, that sounds crazy, but everything I play on there, Halo, Rocket League, Call of Duty, whatever, I can just play on my computer now. So, or heck, I can even do half over here now, to where I don't even necessarily need a game console, but I still do play. We have a PlayStation. We still play all here. But, GameStop. Easy number one for me.
Is there still a store like that near the Buffalo Wild Wings on
280?
In 280?
GameStop's still there.
So it's still, and that's also was a big controversy on Reddit with the
Stocks.
The stock.
Yeah. Yeah. Dumb money. Decently done movie kind of explains that whole thing if anybody hadn't seen it. But GameStops are still around. There's just no need to go anymore because even if you do have a console, you can just buy and download the game every time. You don't really need to buy any physical media. Last physical game I actually bought was the original Destiny, and that was 20.
It's a while ago.
And that game was
13,
entirely online, too.
2014, but if you pre-ordered it, you got beta access. Like if you pre-ordered the actual physical copy, you got beta access to a certain closed beta they did, and so I got it through Amazon. I still got it through Amazon. I didn't have to go to GameStop, but I got it through Amazon, and so then I got it, and I let it sit there and collect dust. That was the last game I bought.
What was your runner-up on number one?
Blockbuster.
Okay.
Similar vein,
Yeah.
for sure. Well,
Pre-ordering's not really a thing anymore.
Well, I mean, you just buy
Like,
it.
you-
You buy it pre-download it basically, and then at midnight it comes up to where you can play it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I always feel sentimental when I see places where I bought games and movies and all that that have been filled up now with random stores that just have ripped the heart and guts out of that space. And I've thought about walking in there. It's like, sir, are you in need of a new mattress? No, I'm not actually. But I just wanted to see if there's any remnants of the place I spent so many years combing the aisles for that thing.
There's about 3 former Coconuts locations alone that I said I bought tickets at this counter or in this area, and I bought this movie here. So
One right down the road right here. I was thinking about the other day at Summit. There was coconuts down there that
Summit
no
Coconuts.
longer there.
This list inspired by Brian Pavlick, and we appreciate you making this all very,
Good
very,
trip
very
down
sad.
memory lane.
Yeah, we're very depressed now. Good stuff there, Brian.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's the only thing sadder than your trivia game.
I'm
is
telling you,
this list.
talked a lot. And, well,
We're going to get you there.
it
Look,
was fun.
you and Tyler, I feel like that you guys could work out in the same trivia gym and really improve because you got to, you do a lot of talking, but not a lot of follow up there. Lunceford, you finished in second, but a place where you
Story of my life.
have a history of finishing first. That's at our title sponsor, MyBookie.
Sometimes finish first. Go right there. You see it, MyBookie. Promo code next round. You can go and bet on the NHL playoffs, teams like the Stars. You can go and bet on the NBA playoffs, teams like the Mavericks. 2 big games last night for those two. You can go and play in the live casino. You can bet on baseball. You can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. Use promo code next round at mybookie.ag.
Did you bring that up because both the Mavericks and Stars found a way to lose last night? Is that why you brought that up?
I brought it up because not only did they find a way to lose last night, but, and I quote, Stars are killing it. Mavs are keeping up last night to me. And I said, hey, everyone's winning tonight. Woke up this morning. Stars lost in overtime. 4-3, blew a 3-0 lead, I believe. And Mavericks got destroyed.
Your Funkos are still standing, though.
They are, but
They haven't lost a series yet. They just
Haven't lost a
started
series.
off very
That's-
poorly in their series.
But that's called optimism, which is what Tyler has about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We're going to see that movie tonight. We'll have our review for you tomorrow. Spud, congratulations on your trivia championship, and thank
so
you for
much.
being here. We appreciate you very much defending regularly here on the program. Brian, I know you will be back to represent your dogs out there that are in full
Absolutely.
support of you.
Yep, we went through a neutering process today, but we'll be back.
And John, another controversial second place finish. But
It happens.
we will work on all of our rules and making sure we're getting those down. We appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys have been very active there, and we appreciate you being a part of this show, The Meltdown. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Really does help us grow the channel here, and make sure you're subscribed if you have not yet already. That's going to do it for us here on The Meltdown. We'll see you again tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern.